worked with Kim before, so can you tell us a little bit about that experience and what you think of him as a coach and what you think about coming to work play for him again?
Yeah, I was in Cyprus with him. It was really short, but so I didn't get any games under him, but I got a lot of training. And I remember when I first met him, like Abby said, he was so relaxed, so chill. And honestly, when you're in a new place, it's nice to have a coach that just kind of makes you feel comfortable and feel like you're at home. That's a feeling I got in Cyprus, and that's the feeling I get here. I really like the style of play. I like his trainings. And so for us in the NWSL, I think if your trainings are good, the games are a lot easier. So I'm excited to actually get to play under him and get some games.
Great.
Abby talked a little bit about that communication between you guys on the field. Was that like an instant thing that happened between you two, or did that take time to develop that chemistry?
No, I think it happened right away. I think the way that we communicate is most of the time nonverbal. And right away, I think the first training in North Carolina, she came up to me and she was like, I like playing with you. I feel like we're going to have a really good relationship. So it happened right away. And to be honest, it is nice. I think we're both hardworking players. And when you're not having to prod people to run or work hard, then I think it makes it so much easier. Obviously, I act like a forward sometimes, so she does have to tell me that I need to actually defend because I'm a defender. But other than that, yeah, I think our communication is really easy and it works really well.
Knowing Kim's system and the way he likes to play, I feel like at times last year that they would try to press and it just didn't always work out. Your role in your position, how do you view your fit into that and what he wants to do?
Yeah, so the first conversation that we had with him was that he said we were going to be a pressing team. For me, I like being on the front foot. I'd rather press and win the ball higher up rather than sit back and defend. Again, I don't love defending. So for me, it's a good opportunity to get forward. And I think honestly, it will help us if we're able to get the ball higher up the field, then we don't have to do as much work getting up there and hopefully score a lot more goals this year.
We asked Abby about her instant reaction. I mean, what was kind of yours when you found out that this was going to happen?
Yeah, I think coming from North Carolina, I had a lot of good experiences there. I was only there for 2 years, so it's a little bit different for me. I think I immediately felt the hurt that Abby felt just for her because she had been there for so much longer. She was the captain and things like that. So I've now been on 4 different teams. So it seems like a pretty easy transition to different places. So I was upset. The way it happened, but I think that it's just another opportunity to get better and grow our game.
And how do you feel overall about racing now? You've been here for a couple days, even though you haven't really had a chance to practice yet.
Yeah, I love it here so far. Abby and I had a conversation the first day and we were like, we just feel so welcome by the girls. And I think that it being a younger team, we fit in really well with this environment because we can come in, be a leader. I think that they have a really good base here. I think the girls, every time I asked them, Jay in the national team and stuff like that, she said she loved it here. So I had never heard anything bad about it. So coming here, it was already a bit positive, but it feels like home now. I love it.
And Racing is still a new team. You know, they had their first year, then they rebuilt in their second year. It's the first year that there is a pretty stable, solid foundation for the team. Is it still a little hard coming into a team that is still establishing itself, or is that conversely exciting?
I think for me, in my career where I'm at right now, I think it is exciting to come into an environment like that. I think it's actually harder when there's an established culture, established way that they play, because then you kind of have to fit that mold, where I think we're coming in and we're helping change the mold to what we want it to be as a group. And so I think it's really exciting to come in. And like you said, I think this is one of the first years that they've had kind of an established team, and it's not changing so much. So that's exciting just to come in and be able to build on what they've already established here.
I think some people will probably unfairly compare like you and Emily because you play similar positions and you're directly involved in this type of deal. I guess how do you deal with that? And I guess how would you compare and contrast the way you two could play in a system like this? Yeah,
I mean, I think we're probably the most similar left backs in the league, to be honest. I think we both like to attack. And to me, it's kind of exciting because I think if we play similar, like the way that we play is very similar, I think it's easy for both of us to kind of transition into those environments. I saw the way she played. I knew that being an attacking player. I didn't want to go to a place that kind of held me back where I just was a defender. And seeing the way that she played last year, always going forward and things like that, I knew that it would be a role that I could easily step into because that's exactly what I like to do.
A question from Zoom here. Let me see. Claire, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Hey, Carson, I appreciate you taking the time. I just wanted to follow up on, you mentioned the way the trade happened in North Carolina to Louisville. And like you said, you have some experience with moving from team to team. Was it the timing? Was it the abruptness? Was it maybe the lack of conversation prior to it? What was it that made the trade itself so difficult in this particular instance? And if there was any sort of general things that you could change about the way that process happens?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is the timing of it all. I think as professional athletes, you have to understand that you could be traded at any point. And so it was a shock, but I think that it was the timing mainly because we wanted to be here. We wanted to be in Louisville with our new team, but because we kind of found out a little later, they had already started training a couple of days after we found out. So moving the house and all of our stuff 8 hours away was a bit difficult. But honestly, it's professional sports and it's your job. So you kind of just move on.
And then was there anything in particular in your communication with Louisville that helped with that process where you're like, okay, we feel like we have a good landing place here?
Absolutely. We had a presentation, I think day 2 that we found out that we were traded. Jeff and Kim and Austin put together a presentation for us, and it had everything you can possibly need. It had coffee shops, it had restaurants. Those are the most important things in NWSL coffee shops, but it just had, housing. It had everything we needed to move. They made us feel so comfortable right away. And I think that honestly, when I got off that call, I was like, I'm ready to go. I don't even need my couch, my bed. I'm just ready to be there.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Of course.
What do you think is going to be the hardest adjustment coming into a new team? I know you've done it before several times, from Reign to Pride to North Carolina, but it's different every single time. So besides the fast turnaround time, what do you think has been or will be the biggest challenge looking forward into the new year of adjustment? Yeah,
I think obviously, although we have only come in a week late, I think every day counts when you're in a new team. So just meeting the girls, understanding how they play. I remember when I first met Deb and started playing with Deb, it was easy. It was an easy transition because I kind of knew where she wanted the ball and I was able to get it there. So I'm excited to kind of make those connections with the girls, and especially the ones kind of on the left side that I'll be playing with. But I think those connections on the field sometimes are the hardest. But you get lucky sometimes and you just play really well with certain people. So I'm excited just to have those opportunities.
Same thing. That's good. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so